Dang it.
We got no eye yet.
I don't either.
There
I
we go.
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Welcome to Creative Makers Podcast with your host, Joey with Steel Blade Woodworks, Matt with Wacky Works Workshop, Jen with Jen's Turns, Jamie with JP Woodwork, and Jake with Northside Custom Crafts. Well, welcome to episode 19 of Creative Makers Podcast. I'm Joey with Steel Blade Woodworks, and today we have Andrew with AGK Woodworks joining us. Why don't you bring him on up?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello,
You
Andrew.
nervous?
know.
You
How
nervous?
you doing?
Bring him up.
Am I nervous? A little bit.
Well done.
There you go.
And I'm going to get that in before you do.
Yeah, we got an hour.
It don't matter. It doesn't
I
matter.
mean, the chat got started before we even went live.
Oh, cheers, Jim.
So the way we started off, Andrew, is we get you just to give us a little background story of how you got started in the maker community.
In the maker community, wow.
Or
It's
it
a
could
long
just
time
be
ago.
doing what you do. Sorry, it doesn't have to be that. Just give us your story.
Well, wood turning. I got into wood turning a long time ago through my uncle. I used to go around to his when I was early teens, and he had a lathe and he had all the stuff in there, and he taught me how to turn. Basically, he went to all these big shows and all that kind of stuff, and it was quite well known. And like I say, he taught me, and I was there every summer, almost every weekend when I was younger, and I just never really stopped turning for probably about 10 years, and then I did stop. I had to go to work and all that kind of stuff.
Dang
And yeah, I know, right? And then I used to go around to his house on a weekend when I'd had some time off, and I'd do a bit of turning and all this kind of stuff, and just make little balls and stuff. And then resin came into play, and it just changed everything. Yeah, it really did. And then I started getting into pressure pots and started watching you guys, and I guess that's how I kind of got into the community with Saturday morning cartoons, other live shows, just getting involved in the chat and saying hello, really, and got sucked in.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jake, and I do the icebreaker, and you kind of hit on it a little bit, but I want you to tell us a short story on how you became part of our little crew. I think I've asked you this before. How did you find us on cartoons, and you're a moderator on there? People should know that. There's a reason for it, because we trust you, and you're an adult and things like that. So just tell you, how did you find us, and how did you go from there?
It was to do with the resin. I didn't know what resin to use. I didn't know whether it should be vacuum chamber, pressure pot, all this stuff. So I hit the YouTubes, hit that search bar. I found some of your early stuff on how to convert pressure pots, a paint pot into a pressure pot. And then I found out there was a Saturday morning cartoons every Saturday, and I'm like, all right. So I'd be in workshop, I'd have you guys on in the background. And then the one day I thought, I need to just say hello. And that's how it started. I basically just said, hello guys, how are you doing? And just kept doing that, and confidence built a little bit and started interacting. And yeah, next thing I know, I'm a moderator.
Security guard.
Security guard.
I don't discriminate on height, sex, origin, anything like that. So you're in there, buddy.
Hey, all I gotta say, it was just perfect when that little baby was doing its little sound there. I don't know. We heard it. That's why I started laughing. It was just perfect.
Sorry, everybody. I'm on vacation and my
It was just
grandson's
funny.
in the background. So if you hear noises, that's why. He just woke up from his nap. He's doing good. Hello, everybody. I'm Jen with Jen's Turn, and thanks for joining us, Andrew. And you are a big part. I know everyone calls you little, so I will say you are a big part of Saturday morning cartoons. So we appreciate you. My first question is, we've recently started hearing about you teaching others different techniques, and like the water drop technique. We know most of us have heard and learned it from Wayne, but you're starting to teach it to others. And I know you probably think you know where this question is going, but it's not. I'm not talking smack. My question is, do you enjoy teaching? And is there a most important aspect of the technique that you would say people need to master to get that done?
Practice, definitely practice. And I enjoy teaching. I enjoy not telling people how to do it, but explaining how I've done it, the mistakes that I've made, but they're not mistakes, they're just ways to not do it again. Or if you want to do a specific effect, do it that way, but practice, and this is what's going to happen if you do it that way. These are the things that I've done, and I enjoyed doing what I did with that gentleman, showing him how to do it, talking him through it, and yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it again, to be fair, with something else, but whatever that may be, I don't know.
Nice.
But yeah, I do like the water drop effect though. I must admit, I've got a couple that I've done, and I wanted to try and make a lunar type picture with the water drop, and it took me about 5 or 6 attempts until I was finally happy with it.
Oh, picky.
I know.
Just a little.
We're our own worst critics.
Just a little.
Always. Hi, everybody. I'm Matt with Wacky Works. My question is, so before you got into resin, you did a lot of wood turning. What was your favorite types of wood to turn?
I can tell you what my favorite type wasn't. For 2 years, I was made to turn pine, and only pine, until I got a decent finish.
Come on.
No. I promise you, that's all he would make. Let me do.
Who was your uncle, Mr. Miyake?
he was a pain. No, my favorite wood to turn is ash. Any type of rippled ash. It's great. I love it.
Hey, me too, buddy.
What was that again?
It was rippled ash. There's something about it. It's great.
Really?
Yeah.
I hear you. I'll drink to that.
We're getting back on that one this week.
Oh my goodness.
Seal's broken.
Yeah.
All right.
Down the middle.
I'm Jamie from JP Woodwork. So I know that AGK isn't totally your initials. So how did you come up with the name AGK Woodworks?
That's a good question, Jamie. It's basically my middle names. It's Andrew, Gordon, and Kevin. And I just shortened that down to AGK. It's nothing spectacular. That's what I came up with one day, and I thought, you know what? Let's stick with it.
You have more than one middle name?
Yes, my nana wanted me to be called after my granddad, which was Gordon, and Kevin after one of their sons.
So you got a middle left and a middle right?
Yeah, yes. And then a surname as well.
There you go.
Try and make his name bigger.
You beat me to it. I need to be a little quicker. You got me.
A little quicker.
So, man. So, you tell us how you've because you've wandered into the YouTube portion of it. What have been the most challenging things that you've encountered trying to do or produce videos, doing wood turning or whatever you do?
Um,
Can I take yours?
Yeah, I'll survive. I'll survive. We'll be all right.
The first thing I needed to get across or overcome really was actually talking into the camera, you know, and having the camera angles right for when you're filming, having lighting. There's lots of stuff that you don't realize until you start doing it that doesn't look very good. This doesn't look very good. But to start with, it's not going to be perfect. And I came to that realization quite quick after talking to quite a few people, you know, and getting help from other people, that it's only going to get better the more you do. You know, and at the end of the day, content is content. If you think it's crap right now, leave it, edit it, sit on it a little while, revisit it again, because your editing skills only get better with time anyway. So it's a big, everything's a big learning curve.
Right. So, I mean, have you okay, yeah, I'll leave it because I don't know.
Now, so this kind of goes along with that is, so it's been at least a year since you put out your first video. It's so if you could go back and tell yourself something that you know now, you could go back a year ago and tell that person, what would you tell them?
Slow it down. Better lighting. Definitely better lighting. And don't use Jamie's music.
There you go. Key success.
Ouch.
Sorry, mate.
He's right there, you know.
No, that was a joke.
Kick.
No, the music is good. I think from the start, though, instead of just doing music, I think I should have done voiceovers as well, rather than just having the music there. Because then, okay, people can see your videos and there's a bit of music playing in the background, but you're not getting your voice and you're not able to explain what you're doing or even just talk through what you're doing. I think since doing the voiceovers, things have changed, and I wish I'd have done that from the beginning.
Do you think that's because people getting to see your personality or something? It's hard to sell yourself when it's just
when it's just a video. Yeah. They don't know you. There's nobody to interact with. But I guess most people, when you listen to your voice back the very first time, I hated it, and I still do to some degree, but I've learned to live with it. I've learned to cope with it, and I now also know as well. It's going to sound really weird, but on the editor, when you've got your voiceover, I do a lot of and I've got used to seeing that little trend now, so I can just go to that and snip it straight out, and I know it's there.
Filler words.
Yeah.
I think we all have that fault of that.
Yeah.
And since you brought it up, we're going to say the rest of the show. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a tricky one. On the YouTube line, this is not a question, but I just wanted to congratulate on your 500 subscribers. That's a big mark. So congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you very much. No, that's,
sorry.
I want to say thank you very much. No, I appreciate that.
You're welcome. You mentioned that your uncle taught you to turn. Do you do your kids or your wife or any of your immediate family or anyone, are they learning to turn with you, or are they just kind of not interested right now?
My daughter's actually been on the lathe a few times. If I let her, she'd probably be on there more than what I am, but she's moved out now, so she can only come, only time she comes around and she's in there and she's wanting to have a go, but most of the time I'm halfway through a video, so tough. But no, she's turned quite a few bottle stoppers, she's turned quite a few bowls. I know she does, I've done it again, and again. She's gone to my uncle's, and she'll just jump on one of his lathes and she'll spend a couple of hours there, and yeah, she enjoys it. I think she
Nice.
wants more. She keeps trying to nick this little one that I've got down here, but I won't let her have it.
Oh,
Hey, stick to your guns, man. Those kids need to hear no. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, because then all my tools will go missing.
you
Yeah.
gotta have tools to go with the lathe.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You gotta
Not
have
having
wooden resin to go with the lathe. Yeah, you're gonna give her a whole shop by the end of it.
Exactly.
and that's not going to happen.
All right, so I got a 2-part question, and it's going to seem like I'm poking fun, but I'm not. How tall are you? That's the first part. That's the first part. How tall are you?
5'5".
Okay, so my wife is 5'2", but she says she's 5'3", 5'2 3/4. But anyways,
they all do that.
so I had to modify her lathe and actually build her a stand for her lathe because of how it sat for her to be able to control it. Is there anything that you had to do to your lathe to modify it or anything, or did you just adjust to your height and of being able to turn with?
No, just basically set it up. You've got your 4 legs on your adjusters, low as possible. And it's as long as I can get my elbow on that spindle lock, it's perfect height. And
Hey,
it doesn't.
don't feel bad because I had to take the adjusters all the way off of mine. So
Yeah, those adjusters are down to the last thread.
Just need that little wee bit more.
And I do have anti-fatigue mats in the shop, so that gives me an extra 3/4 of an inch.
There you go.
Or we'll do a quick question from the chat. Mark would like to know, did your uncle make, and he corrected himself later, make her turn only pine for a while?
Yeah, he made me turn pine. He never made my daughter turn pine. No, he gave her all the good stuff.
hey,
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
It was. I don't know. I think he was just trying to pick on me because I was younger. give me life lessons, as it were.
So you mentioned a little bit earlier on about the video editing and all that stuff. So I know that you use Wondershare Filmora to edit your videos. How easy or difficult would you say the software is to use?
So for me, Filmora has only been the one editing software that I've used. So I don't know any other. I only know that. And there was a few difficulties to start with, and that was more for me learning the format of where you've got little clips of where the scissors are and everything, but for transitioning, for cropping and editing, your little clips together to make them be a bit more seamless as they go through. But once I've done 5, 6, maybe the 7th one, that got easier. But Filmora for me, it seems very easy to use. But again, I've got nothing to compare that to. What I do like about it is if you want to click something out, you click the scissors. If you want to get rid of it, you hit the recycle bin, and then remove it. It goes together itself. Yeah. And then for doing voiceovers now, which I didn't notice it on 11, but I have on 12, is you just got the little mic button. So once you finish editing, you just click that, you can talk in, you've got your little bar going across. And like I say, you can get rid of your and all your little coughs and all that kind of stuff, very easily. And I do like that aspect of it.
Pretty short.
yeah, I've tried, just on that note, I've tried other ones and even free ones, and they're not as intuitive. They're just not as easy to use as, like you said, if you want to throw something in the trash, there's a trash can right there.
Mhm.
If you want to cut something, there's scissors. If there's a transition, there's a thing up there that looks like a transition. So it's very, very easy, and that's all I've ever used too. But I did try to use some other ones, and Filmora has a beat on the easy part.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing I like about it as well is, you can put in like your please subscribe and all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I first started putting those in, and some of them are almost full screen, and it's covering you up. I didn't realize until about maybe 3 or 4 videos in, I can't remember who it was that said to me, "Oh, if you click on the window screen, it brings it up and you can minimize it." And I'm like, "That's a good idea." But yeah, I wouldn't have known that unless somebody actually told me.
Another thing about that is if you go to your channel, I noticed if you hover over it, it's like YouTube picks a transition to show. So if a lot of your videos, it says when you hover over the video, it says subscribe over there. I don't know if you've noticed that or not, but a lot of them do that. There's a little homework assignment for everybody. Go to his YouTube channel and hover over all his videos. When you're there, watch some. And subscribe.
Yeah. So funny thing you say that, because I didn't realize it, because I don't use that software y'all use. I use the good stuff. And I did.
You just nearly choked me, Joey.
Joey's feisty tonight.
But
settle down, Joey.
Jake actually taught me something. He's taught me a lot of things, but that I would always go into and edit that because you can edit like all those type of deals, right? I didn't realize by clicking on it, go to the screen up there and just downsize it. I was like, really?
Yeah, it's not easy.
I've been doing it the hard way. I would go into my deal has where you can edit that kind of stuff and you can personalize them and do it all that, right? I would do that, and then I would mess with it till I finally got it the right size. And when we started doing the podcast, Jake was like, just click on it and downsize it. I'm like, what? So
Yeah.
I did it, and I was able to do the logo. I was like, dude, really? So now, it's funny though.
Hey,
He's
like,
2 different programs.
What are you talking about? You're so dumb.
Yeah,
and he does it. He was like, oh, never mind.
Never mind.
He's like the TikTok dude. What? No way.
No way.
What? No way.
Oh man. So
Yeah, it is good.
Excuse me. My question to you: did you go down a rabbit hole like I did, and as far as equipment goes for shooting your videos, I went down a path where I've ended up with all these different cameras till I finally got the right one. Didn't listen to anybody, use my phone, and buying all sorts of stuff, and now I've gotten to where I'm at. So how did you go about that?
Yeah, definitely been down quite a few rabbit holes. Quite a few. I've got a drawer down there that is full of different cameras, ranging from £100 to around £50, and none of them are any good. They're good cameras.
They weigh a lot.
Cameras. They're really good cameras. But I'm using like £15, £10 cameras in the workshop that are more stable. They actually interact with each other. I put these in, and you go onto your Stream Deck, you press one button, you're on there, great. You go to another one, and you're no longer there. It's like, what's happening? So you're disabling, re-enabling. I think I must have spent 50, 60 hours watching OBS videos.
Mhm.
I've also got down there a massive carrier bag full of extension USBs, powered USBs. And in the end, I was like, no, this is what's draining it. Bought a powered USB hub. That worked to some degree, but then I got interference. I ended up buying these little magnets, these little ferrous magnet type things that you put on your cables to block interference.
Yeah.
They worked a little bit, but
You gotta wear an aluminum hat.
yeah.
Maybe if you're just a little taller, you'd interfere with the wavelengths and stuff like that.
Maybe so.
Hey.
Maybe so. But
You're not the only one. You are not the only one that struggled with this stuff.
Uh-huh.
no, the
I
amount
wanna
of
know.
different apps.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got probably like 15 cameras that kind of did what Matt did. Didn't realize that you can't use the same camera with OBS. It's not gonna work.
No.
No.
So I got quite a few of them on the shelf. I got
Deal
spares.
with Amazon.
Yeah, it was a
Matter of
good
fact-
deal.
Matter of fact, Joey has a camera that I used to have because I had it sitting over here by the silicone table. I had to use an extension to use it, but if I use that camera, it kicks all the other cameras off.
Yeah.
Because if
Yep.
you use an extension on OBS or with the webcam, you're done.
Mhm.
And I don't care. I've used power ones, I've used whatever, and not. So I just make sure that I my cameras are close enough to plug in with the original cable to the computer.
Mhm.
And it's a pain, but what do you unless you start going to professional grade equipment that we can't afford, then you got to make it work.
Yep.
I mean, the only reason I've left my powered USB hub in the workshop, there's nothing plugged into it. It's just so when I'm in there, my Jabra dongle, when it's not in the computer, I can take it out and stick it in there, and I know where it is. I'm not going to lose it. Yeah, so it's got its uses.
Is it my turn? I'm lost, man.
Yes, sir.
It
Yes,
is.
sir.
I like to do that sometimes. Hey, you, like we said, it's been over a year since you've started your channel, and I've noticed that you're very, very consistent, and you have a full-time job, more than a full-time job. You have an important job. It takes a lot out of you, and you still are able to get your videos out every week. Believe me, I admire you for that. So how do you do it? How do you do it?
Routine, basically. You know, I've got a pretty much set routine. Any spare minute that I can get, I'm in the workshop. I am. Debbie is very, very patient. You know, she's very supportive, and you know, she's fine. She'll come in, she'll have a bit of a chuckle with me, and then she'll leave me alone, and I can just get things done. So I'll record over the weekend. On a Monday, I'll come home from work. I'll edit the video if I've not managed to do anything on a Sunday. I'll edit the video, upload it, watch it on a Tuesday. Thinking, don't like that, take that out, add this in. Oh, that's a good opportunity. Do you know what I mean? To critique yourself a little bit. Then I'll re-upload it. Hopefully, by the time it's re-uploaded, I'll be able to watch it again on the Monday night, on the Tuesday. If I'm happy with it, then I'll post it on the Wednesday. And since doing this, I've only missed one Wednesday upload. And that was because the piece that I was doing at the time, I wasn't quite happy with it. And I genuinely didn't have time to go back and resand it. So that one had to wait. And I didn't have one in the bag. And that's where I made my mistake. I didn't have any in the bag at the time because things had started to pick up at work and at home and all this stuff. And my 5 video that I had in the bag sort of dwindled away. Then I was chasing again.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to that point where I didn't have a spare one. I didn't even have a short, Joey. To throw out there.
Everything for you's along. So,
and so I mentioned that because when I was working, there's a bunch of overtime and everything, and what I would do would be if I didn't have a project going or anything, I'd shoot a shop update. If you go back a couple of years ago, whenever I was working a lot, and Jamie knows this, we're like, man, I got to get a video out. Well, it looks like I can shoot a shop update in like half an hour and get it done. So just to have some kind of stuff out, but yours is a turning video. It's not like you can just go talk for a minute and throw it up there.
No,
it's a big deal, and I notice at least.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, I've been on vacation and I've been spending up until today getting stuff done that I've been putting off just because I've been busy trying to do stuff out here, come home from work, come out here, and I've let stuff go around the house, which I had to get that taken care of. I was told.
It's no longer an option.
Yep.
So I saw a while back, Andrew, you added a tool station to your shop right above your lathe. Do you have any other upcoming shop improvements, or was that your big project
No,
that you wanted to get done?
no. I've got my dust collector that's in pieces at the moment. Um, I do at one point want to take the lathe out and redo all the walls. I also need to clean the new light that I've put up because I've got big streaks going off it of paint and all kind of stuff. I really need to get that that cleaned off. But yeah, I need to redo all the walls. I want to get some timber up on the walls so I can have proper hanging spaces. I am fighting the good fight with my missus to have my workshop extended.
Oh.
I'm losing, but I'm not giving up. I do I do have an option to kick her out of the side piece next to me and build her a little shed for her gardening stuff. That is an option, and then all my dust collection and all that kind of stuff can go at the back of there. Timber can go in there as well. But
Yeah, you got to keep those. You got to keep those side pieces out of the house.
Yeah,
That's usually how it works.
Never say you have the option to kick the wife out from the side piece.
I was wondering if he was going to let it go. He couldn't.
No, I
couldn't let it go. Let it go.
I'll suffer the consequences, man. I had to do that one.
I've seen him perk up in his seat.
I was talking workshop space.
Yeah, not
Sure. Yeah.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
Now's your opportunity to set the record straight for when she watches it later.
She might be watching upstairs. I don't know.
Dangerous.
Or you're
My
just
bad,
leaving it
my
out
bad.
there for him. He's taking every one of them too.
You might
So I
need
did
that extra space for a bed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cot, yeah. Over that side piece.
I think we all perked up on that one.
Oh man.
Okay, deep breath. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on.
So I saw your number one hollower that you had there in your Easy Wood Tools, but I also saw
one?
that you turned with some traditional tools. Which one do you fancy more? And do you just consider them tools that you use per any option, or do you fancy one more than the other?
Right. Okay. So I no longer use what you call traditional tools. So
Okay.
gouges and stuff. I still have them. I'll
Mhm.
never get rid of them because some of them were given to me by family. So they have a sentimental value, as it were. At the moment, I have no plans to go back to using anything other than carbides.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it saves a lot of space with the sharpening systems and all that kind of stuff. I've got CBN wheels in there at the minute, and even now I'll not get rid of those because I still need to obviously sharpen chisels and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But it does take up a lot of space, especially in a small workshop that I have. So, and all my tools are just nicer there on that new wall.
So what
Which
got
will
you
be
started? What got you started with those? Was it messing around with resin, and then you needed to do negative rakes, or?
Yeah, it was. It started off with resin, and the first lot I got was from Amazon, and there was the ones with the round bars, little handles, and I got on with them, but they wasn't right, and I think it was Makers Central when Easy Wood was there and you guys was all there and there was all those tools there, and I'm looking at them a little bit more and I'm like, you know what, this is probably the way to go. And then I bought the number one hollower, and favorite tool out of them all, by the way. And then I won Jamie's giveaway, which so I've got the negative rake, and I've got the normal carbide as well. And then I just started buying. I bought the set of 3, and then I've bought another set of 3, and then I was like, I need the hollowing kit now. I've got the number 1, so I need the number 2, and then I got the number 3, and then it was like, there was Yandles was selling up, and it was like the last easy wood chuck that they had in stock, and they've reduced it by quite a significant amount, and I was like, And my wife said, I'm like, Debbie, look at that. And she's like, yeah, I know. And I just went, oh, what's that over there? Buy it now. And and then I got the chuck, and yeah,
just a little story here. We was at Maker Central, and I was turning, and there was a crowd there, and you were one of the people that was there, and I get to the end of it, and I'll twist that tool just a little bit, and it'll throw. It's like a little trick, just to, doesn't make you turn better, it just makes cooler ribbons. Yeah. Right. So I get done, and Andrew comes up, and he was like, I saw you twisting that. And I was like, and I kind of do it. I do it when I don't even realize that I'm doing it, but he called me out. I'm like, yeah, I guess I do. It makes cooler ribbons, but don't teach people to do that. Yeah, he got me pretty good on that one.
He sort of goes up and swirls around and then comes back down. It is funny to watch.
Yeah.
So we were just obviously talking about resin. Do you do a lot of resin casting yourself? So do you make and form your own molds?
No. I buy them from NorthsideCustomCrafts.com.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go. No, that was not planned at all.
I have made my own wooden molds, and I used them once and threw them away. And I did search a lot, and then obviously Jake was making molds, and I was like, "Hello, sir. Can I please buy one of your molds?" And we worked it out, and now all I have is Jake Blank molds.
It is appreciated, buddy. It's appreciated.
They're absolutely fantastic.
All the way over there. Nice. So I see. What do you enjoy turning more? I see pins on your Instagram bowls. Which ones do you prefer to do?
Depends on what mood I'm in, and it also depends on the time constraints as well. If I've not got a lot of time, then pens, bottle stoppers, letter openers. I did go through a stage of making, the light pulls. You get cords on your lights, and you pull those. And make little length caps with those.
That's where you hang your side piece from. There you go.
Keep those in the dark, Jake. You don't want your light on.
Well.
But then there's the bigger stuff that I like making. Obviously I do like making the water drop bowls, but they do take a couple of days. You can't just do that in one day. Centrifugal stuff I like doing. I like using the paints and the resin stuff. I am about to actually do another Starship in a bottle, because when I did my first one, mine, I wasn't actually recording YouTube at that point. So I've got no footage from that one. I'm now ready to do another one, because somebody's asked me if I'll do them one, and I've said yes. So yeah, that's gonna be another big one.
Nice.
Cool.
Very nice.
That's
there.
I think it's Jake's turn. It's Jake's turn.
Is it Jake's turn? Good.
Yeah,
I'm just being quiet. I was being quiet up here, not causing any trouble or anything. I do notice that you do use lots of colors and textures and things like that. Is that something that Mr. Miyagi showed you? Or
Oh,
is
no.
it something that you just like to do on your own, and just tell us how you started doing that and what you like to use?
First of all, I can guarantee you that he doesn't like this. He's a naturalist when it comes to wood. He doesn't like that type of stuff. And the more I saw people doing it on YouTube, I thought, you know what? I'm going to break out from what I'm used to doing, and I want to try it. And I've experimented with lots of different colors. Now I'm using a lot of the Joe Sonias, which are really nice colors. Again, with the mica pigments as well, just flicking those on and adding things onto them. I do have some of the chameleon flakes and powders and things like that I do like to use. But again, for me at the moment, it's just I'm still experimenting with it all. But I do like it. I don't know what it is. Just if you can paint the wood and not ruin it, but still accent it, with the grain as well. Just not totally get rid of it. I think it look good.
All right.
Nice.
Very nice. The size of your lathe, I don't know. Do you have one of the bigger lathes, or is it smaller? Like, I know you do a lot of bowl turning, but what's the biggest that you've done?
She wasn't poking fun either, Joey.
So can't even help it.
So I've got a record power coronet Regent, which is the biggest in the coronet range. I do have a bed extension on there as well, so it gives it an extra 12-inch in length, which, to be fair, I don't use, but it keeps the elbow stabber out the way. And it gives it that little bit extra weight as well. So the biggest bowl that I've turned is 24-inch, because on that lathe you can actually turn outboard.
Okay.
So
yeah. You do have the outrigger.
Yes.
On it.
Yes, but it's one of them where I can't keep it on all the time. It's either the tailstock or the outrigger. So at the moment, it's mainly the tailstock. Plus, I don't have that much size wood just knocking around to do lots of it, so it don't warrant keeping it on.
So you keep on saying how small your shop. How small is your shop? What's the size of it?
Dang it, y'all!
Is it a closet? I mean, you're not very big, so is it a closet, or is it a little bit bigger than a closet, or spread covered? What is it?
It's 8 foot by 7 foot square.
Okay, all right.
So not big at all.
So you got your lathe in there. Anything else you got in there?
Yeah, I've got my lathe. I've got air compressor. I've got a sharpening system and all my tools. That's it. All my wood's stored in the house. All my resin's stored in the house. Yeah, everything that I can keep in here, I do.
So whatever she'll let you keep in there is what you keep in there. I understand.
Yeah, she actually allowed me last year to convert the old pantry into I'm not going to call it a resin room, but a place where I can store my resin, store my pressure pot, store my vacuum chambers, and yeah, and she can leave that pit alone. She can just walk away from it. So I am trying to get the spare bedroom, but at the minute she's kind of winning on that one as well.
So wait a minute, you're trying to get a spare piece, and then you're also trying to get your spare bedroom.
Yeah, but I want to put my pressure pot up there and my vacuum chambers.
Let's keep working on her, man. It's gonna take time. Keep working.
All right. So you're known for buying a lot of your tools on the interwebs. How many accidental tool purchases have you actually made in your lifetime?
Accidental tool purchases.
Yeah. So the biggest one, I was actually looking at a thickness of planer, and I thought, okay, that's not too bad, 400 quid. And I put it in my basket. And then my daughter came to me a couple of days later, and I forgot it was there. And she says, "Dad, can you just order me? I don't know what it was, Apple iPhone plug or something like that." And I went, yeah. So I went on, bought it. A couple of days later, I come home and there's a big box in the hallway. I was like, "What you been buying?" She says, "You tell me." And I'm like, "Okay." And I looked, yeah, it's a Metabo thickness planer. And I'm like, "Oh, I haven't ordered that." And I waited until I'd gone back through my history. Yeah, I purchased at the same time my daughter wanted a freaking little tiny thing. Oh, yeah. A thing that should have cost me like £10 ended up costing me 400 and whatever pound. So I did not mean to buy that. And for months, she argued with me that I planned to do it. And I genuinely did not.
Is it awesome though?
I actually gave it away.
What?
I've got it.
What?
I actually gave it away.
You lost twice on that deal then.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. You paid for it and didn't get to use it. What's up?
I used it once just to try it. And I must admit, if I had more work for it, I wouldn't have got rid of it because it's a bit of a beast and it cut quite well, to be fair. But I just didn't need it and I didn't have the space for it. It was only a whim that I thought, oh, just put it in that little basket there, and try and convince myself to buy it. And I never convinced myself to buy it apart from by accident.
When you bought it.
When you bought it.
Yeah.
I didn't convince myself to buy it. I just bought it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like me right now. I'm juggling around a few things and I've got them in my basket and back and forth and yeah.
Thing is,
But I don't
put anything.
accidentally buy anything.
Nah. Well, I've stopped putting things in my basket because there'll be times where Debbie or my auntie will ring me up and say, "Oh, can you just get me this off Amazon because you've got Prime?" And I'll just go, "Oh, yeah." And it's like, "Oh, something else is going to come." There was a load of pen kits that was in there that I wanted, but I didn't need them. I'd still got 50 pen kits, sat there. I didn't need another 25, 30 of them. And then they turned up. It's like, I need to stop putting stuff in my basket. So now I don't do it.
Says save
You
for
put them on a
later.
watch. Put them on a watch list or save for later. Or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, you've got the blue
Now
tape
you know.
incident of 2023.
The watch, the
Now
wish
you know.
list.
The blue
Yeah.
tape incident of 2023.
Oh, yes, the blue tape. So, the decorator's blue tape.
Yeah.
I bought a pack of 6 and that's going to last me quite a while. I did one of those 2-month purchases. So a couple of months down the line, some more turned up. And I'm like,
That's
I didn't do
subscription.
that. Yeah, subscription. And I was like, oh, man.
You'll save $2.
Because now I've got more blue tape than I could ever need because somebody else thought it'd be funny and also sent me some as well.
Oh, I bet I know who that is. He likes to do
Yeah.
things like that.
So I've now got about
Sure
24 rolls of blue tape.
Nice.
That's good. One less thing.
If it wasn't so expensive to ship, I'd say, hey, I'll buy it from you because we all know that I use a lot of blue tape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about the blue tape. Thanks for reminding me, Jamie.
You don't forget
He'll
anything.
never.
He won't
Yeah,
forget. He don't forget.
he won't let you. Don't worry. It'll be a year from now and he'll bring it back up again. That's what he does.
The things you need him to remember.
Yeah.
You're out of there.
No. Things you don't want him to remember.
Yeah. You're gonna bring it up? Well, if you get the opportunity to expand your shop, or your garage, as y'all call them, garage.
Garage.
There
Okay,
you
good
go.
boy. There you go. Is there any maybe getting some other type of woodworking tools to do other things? Or are you strictly just wood turning, or would you like to explore other avenues and do other things?
If I had the room, I'd like to do some segmented turning. I'd like to give that a go, but I'd want obviously the tools there to be able to do it. I've got a bandsaw at the moment, and the bandsaw that I've got is great, but it's not precision enough to be able to do segmented work. And with the lathe that I do have, I think with a bigger workshop, I could do some pretty decent size segmented work. But yeah, I think that'd be my next step if I were to get a bigger shop.
Planer would have come in handy for that too.
Yeah, but I can always take a 4-hour drive, pick it up, and bring it back.
Nice little guy.
So what tools are you talking a table saw or
table saw? Definitely have a table saw, and not a planer signature. The other one, sander, drum sander.
Drum sander, yeah.
I definitely want a drum sander.
I like mine.
So what sizes would you be able to do? Is that lathe? Can you outboard turn on it, or do you have to turn the head, tilt the head, or slightly turn?
He just
Jamie.
He just Jamie the crap out of that. Woo.
You didn't start talking yet.
So with that lathe, all I need to do is turn the headstock so the spindle is facing me, right? And I can turn 30 inches.
That's a lot of millimeters.
That's a lot of millimeters.
That's
30
a whole
inches.
lot.
Yeah.
I think we got time for a quick lightning round there, Andrew. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. You have a full-time job and then you do woodworking as a recreational thing. When you get tired of that, what do? You watch movies, hang out with kids, just put everything down. So what do you do for fun besides the wood turning?
Talk to the people in the community and watch wrestling.
Watch wrestling?
Watch wrestling.
What kind of wrestling?
Midget wrestling.
Yeah, the WWE. I like watching that.
Okay, good job.
That's awesome. You said your wife is very supportive. She comes into the shop and visits with you a little bit and then goes on her way. Does she have a strong hobby like you do where she's focused on it, or?
I wish she would focus herself a little more. She's got a spare bedroom upstairs, a little one, and it's full of art stuff. There's pyrography machines. There's there's stuff that I can't even think of what she's got up there, and she doesn't use it.
So she's like every other woman. Our hobby is collecting craft hobbies.
That's right.
Yes, but once she does sit down and she does some really nice stuff, and she's loving pyrography at the minute as well. So.
Don't ever complain about that. That's ammunition to allow you to get more things.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we call that's the leverage.
So you would say you went to Maker Central, you met a bunch of people, in the community. If there's anybody that you could meet in the community, who would it be?
Ooh.
We already said we met, dude.
Yeah,
we already met.
I've met everyone at Maker Central that I ever wanted to meet. No, I honestly don't know. Everybody that I've wanted to meet so far, I've met, and we've had a laugh. And if I've not met them in person, I've been in them, been on a hangout with them and said hello, and you know what I mean. And I think that's, I don't think I can put one person at the top of that list right now.
Okay.
My question, Andrew, is exactly how many step stools do you own?
1, 2, 3, 4. Probably about 8.
One for every room.
Hey,
yeah.
They can make fun of you, man. They can make fun of you, but I got 4 in this room right now. I'm on your side, buddy.
But I have had people make me step stools as well. I actually went round. Oh, it was Maker Central this year. Somebody bought me a step stool, right? And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go around on the last day, and I just took the top of it, and everybody I walked into, I got them to sign it.
There you go.
Right? So everybody signed it. I brought it back. I lacquered it. It sat up there, all fully put together, and you know, I don't use it as a step stool. It's now one of my collection pieces.
There you go.
There you go.
Nice.
Well, my last question is going to be, what do you find most difficult about stabilizing your own wood?
Making sure Debbie's out the house because she hates the smell of it. So whenever she goes away for a weekend or scout camping or anything like that, that weekend is stabilizing. One thing that I do struggle with, and again, it's a space thing. I need a bigger oven. The oven that I'm using it's fine, but you're having to do it in smaller batches. You know, I've got 2 vacuum chambers, and if I can keep both of those full, I'm gonna be running out of time to cook them. So I have actually used the oven in the house before, but
Good boy. Good boy.
There you go.
Good job.
I did it once.
You better hope she's not listening. Busted.
that did save some time, but I need a bigger oven, and I think that's really about it. And if I had a bigger oven, it'd speed things up massively. I have made one mistake when I added some dye into, you know, you can get the cactus juice dye, and I'd put a piece in there and I'd let it all, you know, soak up. And it was only, I think it was earlier this week or late last week, I'd left the tub in the windowsill, and I'd gone to pick it up. I better move that, and it had gone solid. Don't get me. There was only, I don't know, a couple of 100 millimeters of liquid in there, but yeah, that had gone solid. That ain't going anywhere.
It's a dye block.
Yeah,
Well,
it is a big dye block.
Yeah. Well, time has flown by, so why don't you give us what you got coming up here this coming week, or if you got anything you want to put out there, here's your time to do it.
So coming up, like I said earlier, I do have a Starship in a bottle that I need to get finished, and on the 24th of this month, I've been invited to be a demonstrator on the Dremels Makers Misfit channel. So I'm going to be doing that on the 24th. I'm quite looking forward to it, to be fair. And then apart from that, it'll just be my normal Wednesday videos and the few shorts coming out each week.
Wink, wink. There we go. Jenny.
Hello, everybody. I will be home from vacation late Friday, and then Saturday, I have my first night market. It's called Second Saturday in downtown Sacramento, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that one goes.
There we
That's
go.
about it.
Still working on the vacuum table and looking for an LDF. That's what I'm looking for a sheet of plywood called LDF. So trying to
You want us to make up words for what that stands for?
low density fiber. It's low density fiber. It's kind of like MDF. It's just LDF. It's low density. It's only weighs about 25 pounds for a 4x8 sheet. It's very, very light. Very, very air flows through it very easily. So that's what I'm looking for.
All right. Jamie Page.
I'm going to be attempting to recreate the project that got me into wood turning this week, so that should be fun. So people can look out for that on the YouTubes.
We got Saturday morning cartoons, and me and Jamie just hit a milestone on our YouTube channels. We're both hit 8 years on YouTube this week. Within this week.
Congratulations.
So if you know how we do things, there'll probably be a giveaway or something this Saturday. Everything went to plan. Everything went very well last week. I had I had a truckload of packages to go out to the mail. So success, and we'll see you Saturday.
There you go.
There you go. I myself, like Jen, have been on vacation, but been doing house tours, and I haven't had a chance. I'm going to try to get in the shop tomorrow and continue working on this office renovation. Other than that, that's about it. I'm going to enjoy it. Next week, we have Mr. Sneaks Wall Art as our guest on the Creative Makers podcast. Don't forget that we are now all out on the airwaves, and please go listen to it and give us some stars. Other than that, I guess we'll see you Saturday, and we're going to get on out of here. Bye-bye.
Aloha.
See you later.
Thanks, you. Thanks. Yeah, I can't talk. Thanks, everyone. I keep forgetting. Thanks, everybody that showed up tonight. We'll now pause.